Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved on our primitive run. So we've just done the swamp cave, which did not go as smoothly as one might hope. It did, however, end up fairly done. So our return visits there should be a lot easier. So what we're going to do is the next biggest challenge, because the biggest challenge was the lack of gas mask for that swamp cave. So the next biggest challenge is going to be the aqua caves. Since we can't make scuba gear, we can't use our SOP, which is tame a big Basilosaurus, name it USS Dallas, and carry on with life. So we've got these 4 sharks, and 3 of them are nothing special. One's pretty decent. None of them are great. But we have leveled them up a bit, so they each have 10k health. And then everything else has gone into damage. So they are not immune to shock. Neither is my breathing apparatus. So that can cause some complications. Jellies are going to be a problem. Eels are going to be a problem. And I'm just going to have to try to avoid them and let the sharks deal with it. And hope for the best, really. That's kind of my process going into this. I didn't get anything big like a Moe's or plesiosaurs because I didn't want it to get stuck. The sharks are already glitchy enough. They'll just sit there and swim in circles for eternity if you don't notice them. So you notice I keep checking on them to make sure they haven't wandered off. So I definitely want to get my sharks in there aggressively. Let them get the start. That way when other things aggro, they're aggroing up there and not on me. Last thing I need is things aggroing on me on my little Diplocalus that has no saddle for anything. So yeah. And largely I dismiss these, the Diplocalus, because you have scuba gear and you can upgrade your scuba gear. You can get really good scuba gear. And normally they are really just blue on black. You don't need them. You don't need the mount that can breathe underwater. Oh my god, where did my sharks go? Well, now I'm worried because my sharks have disappeared right off the bat. And that's not a good sign. Oh my god, what, come on. Come on, you wankers. There's 3 at 4, alright. Man. That scared the piss out of me. If there'd been a fight, I'd have been boned. There, kill that. Alright, good on you. And I mean, they do really good damage. Because they're megas, and that's what they're designed for. So they are not super tanky, but they do have 10k, and the big one has a saddle. I made it a decent saddle, so why can I not aggro them on that jelly? There we go. Because I don't know about your world, but in my world, jellies are terrifying. We'll brighten that up a bit so you can see a bit easier what I'm looking at. Okay. So we're going to come back over here. I'll follow this right around. Make sure we've got all our sharks. And this is the easier of the 2 water caves, so we'll be going around to the next one as well. That one, I find the prospect a bit terrifying. I'm really used to the security of being on a Bassi, and that Bassi being a very high level and virtually invincible. Basilosaurus are terribly tanky, so you don't have to worry about much when you're on one. They're immune to shock and, you know, everything. They're essentially the gods of the sea. They do take crush damage from being too deep, but once you're in a cave, that no longer matters, because the cave has its own depth filter, and no cave is deep enough to activate the Basilosaurus crush. So they'll heal the entire time they're in the cave. It's just getting down to the cave can be, I'm not even going to say it can be a bit wonky, because it doesn't actually hurt that bad, the crush damage. You're just not regenerating as quickly, really. That's what it comes down to. Alright, there's our artifact, so it was an easy run to get here. Make sure nothing's swimming towards us. And done. So now I'm going to take these guys out and head over to the other aqua cave, and we'll run that one real quick. Alright, here we are at the entrance to the second aqua cave. This is where it is on your map. So we're gonna give this a shot. This cave is much more dangerous. So hopefully we can get through here without getting shocked off our mount by the jellies. The eels shock you, but they don't shock you off your mount. So I'm not as worried about them. But the jellies are quite dangerous. Also, oftentimes you'll run into like alpha moes in here, and that could be quite dangerous as well. So we'll send in the sharks, let them grab aggro on everything. And it's already taking much longer to do these fights than it does with the Bassi. The sharks are not particularly intelligent. So they've done a lot of swimming around in circles, not being terribly effective. But I do have to send them after the jellies. Why are most of you just sitting there? Yeah, donks. Oh, don't crash. Now I can see some damage to my sharks. Like that one's down at a third. That one's at a third. That one's almost full. And we did run into some alpha megas on our way in. So I feel like the wise thing to do would be to roll back, go out and get these guys to a beach somewhere and heal them up before we come back. However, I don't feel like being wise. I feel like being aggressive. Well, they are such murder machines that it really only takes one good bite for them to dispose of their opponents. There are a lot of jellies coming up though. Get your murder on. Oof, we are seeing a lot of wear and tear on ours. Oh shit, that's a close jelly. Go get him, guys. I'm convinced that these are the fish that redneck comedian talks about, the dorkfish. They just look so stupid. Kill the jellies, boys. I'll kill the eel, I guess. I don't even know where it came from. So it does look like we're going to have to take a second pass at it. So I'm going to take these guys out, go force feed them a bit, and then we'll be back in here. Alright, and we're back for round 2 on this cave. I did run out of patience trying to force feed them, so I went and grabbed the Daedon, brought it over to heal them up. And I can't be certain that I won't have to do it again, so bringing the Daedon over just seemed like a wise decision. So, as said previously, this cave is dangerous. There's lots of jellies, things come in massive packs. It's pretty hazardous. But I'm much more comfortable now that the megas are healed up. And I did make primitive saddles for all of them, so at least I've got some damage reduction. The piranhas are still a problem for them because of the agility. But when they do get a hold of them, they demolish them. So, there's that. If I can get somebody to go kill that jelly, that'd be wonderful. I'm not sure why the attack button doesn't work. I think it's that they're getting in my way, so they can't target properly. Let me double check real quick, because apparently whistle all aggressive is not working. Ah, apparently it's got to be that one. There we go. Now we've whistled them aggressive, so they should be much more capable of myrtleizing on their own. We definitely want to turn that off before we leave the cave, though. Otherwise, they'll just up and away. We'll never see them again. Even on aggressive, they're not acting terribly aggressively. So, there's some concern there. quite a lot here. So we had that Tuskony that blinded everyone while we were fighting a pack, and then the Moze shows up. So that's quite interesting. It was very proud of these little sharks. Really going above and beyond. We are having to stage through this. I mean, we can't just roll through like we normally would on the Bassi. So we've actually got to stop for all the fights. Making sure we don't lose anyone. Yeah. And here's a plesiosaur. I just demolished that plesiosaur. Poor little guy, never stood a chance. We go again. Another Moze. Another Moze, jeez. This one's a 152. I'll have to check on everybody after this. And of course my phone would ring in the middle of that fight. And whoever it is can leave a message. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Alright, everybody calm down for a second. You're about half. You're still over half. Alright, I mean, I think we're still good to go. Whew. We're not looking great, but we're already so deep in the cave. It actually feels like it would take more effort to back out now. Oh, there's another Tusoteuthis. And they murdered it. And another Tusoteuthis. Good lord. And another straight murder. Oh, and that's an alpha mega. So we are going to have to focus him. Her. It doesn't really matter. It's not tameable. A 216 alpha mega. That's insane. And we've got really wounded here. I don't know if all of our megas are going to survive this. So we've got at least a group of dunks here. Oh, shucks. So we've got a landed area. I'm just going to pop up real quick. Oh look, a dung beetle. You've been webbed and therefore cannot see. I hate how obstructive the web is. I recall that there was a completely aquatic path. Maybe it's changed since then, maybe I'm misremembering. It's hard to say. Lighten that up a bit so you can see. Oh, no, 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 no. Not knocking me off. No, sir. You can go straight to hell with that. Yeah, I do not recall having to come on land. Not like this. Okay, so with our wounded sharks, we head back out and to the right. There's two of them. Where are the other two? Alright. Really need you fellas to stay together and focused. There's a whole bunch of sharks there, so I'm willing to bet, but I haven't been that way. so that goes into this room. So there's got to be a way back out here. On the upside, I do believe that we've done most of the murder necessary. So that's a bonus. We had already murdered our way through here. This looks like the way out. It is. This is back in the beginning. And I've only got 3 out of 4 sharks. There's the other one. Go on, lads. I don't recall having to go up there. Well, I mean, I guess maybe I did, and I just forgot. So I'll leave you guys there, and go run around up here a bit. Well, I vaguely recall you would go up one tube and then down another. But I don't see the artifact here. There's an explorer note. That's where my boys are. And that's where we've come from. That's not breakable. So yeah, artifact not up here. Alright. So we've definitely missed something. Nope, that's not a cave. That's ice or crystals or something. This is the other room I was looking at. Alright, well I guess since the murder is done, we can try the time-honoured art of going out and coming back in on muscle memory and see how that works for us. Alright, let's give this a shot. Ah, there we are. Stay to the right, and then bam, there's a hole. And I don't think I want you guys to try to come down here. Unfortunately, I think you're going to have to. Murder them all. Oh my god, you're still messing with piranhas. Oh shit. Alright. I don't think my megas are in any shape for this, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Yeah, I was right. There was a bounce edge, and you go down, then you, yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not in regards to the fights. Oh my god, our poor megas. They deserve holiday after this. Probably full medical and dental. Alright, and since we're so close, and it's kind of on the way, we're going to stop at the Carnivore Island cave and get that one knocked out too. So, next time on pause, we should be over there. Alright, so we're on Carnivore Island, and this is going to be our last cave for the day. There are a couple of special considerations for this island. One, everything attacks. Two, this cave in particular is most likely to spawn Megalania. In case you don't know, Megalania are the ceiling crawling lizards. That being said, this cave is also the most useful place to have Megalania. So, I've gone home and made a Megalania saddle. I brought with me some prime meat and my crossbow with Tranq bolts. Obviously the bats have just got to go. And it's much easier to spot the Megalania if you've got the tech helmet, which we don't. So we're going to wait for this webbing to fall off. There we go. There's one. And it's unconscious. Pull this guy back so we don't accidentally kill the Megalania. It's only a 36. Which makes me very glad that I built an Ascendant saddle for it. But it's very easy to just fall to your death here. And that's one thing you don't want to do. So, Megalania. And I'm going to pause while it tames. There's no point in you guys watching me sit here. Alright, and she's just tamed, so we're going to pull this stuff out and drop the saddle on her. She's got a decent carry weight to start with, which is what's most important to us right now. We'll throw this meat. Alright, and it's time to go get her some experience. So, this is why you want the Megalania. You can just turn that on and crawl across these gaps. I'm not going to take a dung beetle out of here. Just knock it off the edge. Keep in mind that you cannot regenerate stamina while you're in wall climb mode. So here's her first few levels. You notice the saddle is preventing almost all damage. And there we go, she's got 3 levels. So we're going to sink this into melee damage, which we normally don't do off the bat. But it'll help her get more levels. So yeah, look at all those bats. We're going to go kill that group of bats. Oh, which group of bats? I mean, there's the artifact right there. We could just climb straight down, which I think is what we're going to do. It does get a little hard to control. And we're going to go for that box so we can get her some more levels. Ooh, almost jumped a bit far there. All right. There we go. That'll help. Now we just run down the wall over these spikes and demolish everything. Megalanias are not the most powerful offensive creatures, so it does take quite a bit to get them up. But you notice she's doing quite well against the bats. And artifact done. And that's all there is to this cave. And then we just climb back up. Well, now she wants to get stuck on the spikes. There we go. And that is why I recommend a Megalania for this cave. I almost went into that ditch. And there she goes. And we're not going to keep her inside the cave. We'll keep her in the cave entrance. So, right here, nothing spawns here. She's perfectly safe. And I'm just going to force feed her before I leave. And then we're going to head home. But that'll be it for this video. And so we've done both of the underwater caves and Carno Island. So next up is going to be the ice caves. So stay tuned for that next episode. And until then, everyone stay safe.